Welcome to the Zone System for digital photography. This video is intended to help you gain complete control over photographic exposure. No more guesswork. In addition to getting great exposures, by studying the concepts of the zone system, you'll gain a much better understanding of when and how to take great pictures. The roots of the zone system lie in early black and white photography. Indeed, the enduring beauty of these images is really a testament to the skill and hard work of the pioneering photographers. These folks had it rough, lugging about heavy cameras and dealing with glass plates and exposing themselves to a variety of nasty chemicals. If that wasn't enough, there were very few standard practices for the beginning photographer. It was basically a trial and error approach to good photography. That all changed though in the 1940s when Ansel Adams and Fred Archer invented the zone system. Now, attributing good exposure to these guys is a bit of an overstatement, but they did take current techniques and knowledge and establish a straightforward system. They put together a step-by-step approach to both exposure and development of the negative. It was a system that allowed for very predictable results. Creating usable negatives was paramount. Not necessarily an exposure that made your negative look good, but one that would produce the best possible print. And we're still looking for that today. This usable exposure allowed photographers the ability to further tweak their negatives back in the darkroom by altering the development process. This is pretty similar to what we do today with post-processing our files with Photoshop or Lightroom or Elements. If we create a usable file, it is much easier to produce a great image. The foundation of the zone system is the metering of individual tones within the scene. During metering, each tone is analyzed for brightness and placed in its proper or desired place on the exposure scale. This methodical approach not only achieved a good negative, but a familiarity with light and its subtleties. Its continued practice created a more observant, receptive, and aware photographer. The system of metering individual objects fits perfectly with today's digital cameras and any type of photography. With the modern camera's advanced exposure features, it is easy to let the camera do the work for you. This technology then becomes a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it makes it easier to get good exposures. On the other hand, it permits us to be lazy. It doesn't force us to pay close attention to tonal differences and tonal relationships within our scene. Producing good exposures and examining light are just two fundamental aspects of learning how to produce beautiful imagery. But both, however, can be practiced and mastered by the digital photographer who's employing the use of Ansel's zone system. In the following segments, I'll show you how not to only create perfect exposures, but also how the histogram relates to the zone system, how to craft better compositions, and become more intimate with our most important tool, light.